Hello students, I hope you're doing well. Today we're going to read a book called Thunder Cake. This book is by Patricia Pollaco. We're going to read another book by her maybe next week sometime. In this book, like a lot of Patricia's books, she writes about times in her life and about people that she knew. This book is a little bit about her as a child and her grandma. They grew up you might be able to guess where she lived. Kind of in the countryside. This book is about when she was young and felt very scared of thunder, a big loud noise that can happen in the sky, and how her grandma helped her feel less scared of the thunder. Let's go ahead. Thunder Cake. One sultry summer day at my grandmother's farm in Michigan, the air was damp and heavy. Storm clouds drifted low. You can see the storm cloud. The way the air got damp and heavy, birds fly close to the ground. The clouds glow for an instant with a sharp crackling light, and then a roaring, low, tumbling sound of thunder makes the windows shudder. The sound used to scare me when I was little. I loved to go to Grandma's house. Babushka, as I called my grandma, had come from Russia years before. But I feared Michigan's summer storms. I was scared of the sound of thunder more than anything. I always hid under the bed. This is the story about how my grandma, my babushka, helped me overcome my fear of thunderstorms. Let's read to find out how she overcame that fear. Grandma looked at the horizon, drew a deep breath, and said, "This is thunder cake baking weather, all right. Looks like a storm coming to me." "Child, you come out from under that bed. It's only thunder you're hearing," my grandma said. "Oh, when you feel scared, what do?" The air was heavy, hot, and damp. A loud clap of thunder, ba-boom, shook the house, rattled the windows, and made me grab her close. "Steady, child," she cooed. "Unless you let go of me, we won't be able to make thunder cake today." "Thunder cake?" "Don't pay attention to all that old thunder, except to see how close the storm is getting. When you see the lightning, start counting real slow. When you hear the thunder, stop counting. That's how many miles away the storm is. Understand? We need to know how far away the storm is so we have time to make the cake and get it into the oven before the storm comes, or it won't be real thunder cake." Meow. Her eyes surveyed the black clouds way off in the distance. Then she strode into the kitchen. Her worn hands pulled out a thick book from the shelf. "Let's find that recipe. There it is, thunder cake." She carefully penned the ingredients on a piece of notepaper. "Now let's gather all the things we'll need," she exclaimed as she scurried toward the back door. The recipe. We went to the back door when a huge bolt of lightning flashed. I started counting, just like Grandma told me to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then the thunder roared. 10 miles. It's 10 miles away," Grandma said as she looked at the sky. "About an hour away. You'll have to hurry. Gather the eggs careful." Eggs from old, mean Nellie Peck Hen. I was scared. I knew she would try to peck me. "She won't hurt you. Just get them eggs." The lightning flashed again. I counted to 9. 9 miles, Grandma reminded me. Milk was next. Milk from old Kick Cow. As Grandma milked her, Kick Cow turned and looked mean. Right at me. I was scared. She looked so big. Zip went the lightning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I counted. Boom! Went the thunder. 8 miles, child, Grandma croaked. Now we have to get the chocolate and sugar and flour from the old dry shed. Little goat. I was scared as we walked down the path from the farmhouse through tangleweeds to the dry shed. Suddenly, the lightning slit the sky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I counted. Boom! 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 Crashed the thunder. It scared me a lot, but I kept walking with Grandma. Another jagged edge of lightning flashed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Crackle, crackle, boom, kaboom! The thunder bellowed. It was dark, and I was scared. I'm here, child, Grandma said softly from the doorway. Hurry now, we haven't got much time. We've got everything but the secret ingredient. Think to yourself, what are they making? What are they making right now? Oh, yeah. Thunder cake. They're getting the supplies. I like that little goat. 3 overripe tomatoes and some strawberries, Grandma whispered as she squinted at the list. Tomatoes in a cake? That seems strange. I climbed up high on the trellis. The ground looked a long way down. I was scared. I'm here, child, she said. Her voice was soft and steady. Oh, she's so kind. You won't fall. I reached 3 luscious tomatoes while she picked strawberries. Lightning again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I counted. Think to yourself, why has she been counting? Oh, you're right. That's how many miles away the thunder is now. It's 5 miles. Ka-bang, room! The thunder growled. It's getting louder because it's closer. Oh, now what are they doing? We hurried back to the house in the warm kitchen, and we measured the ingredients. I poured them into the mixing bowl while Grandma mixed. I churned butter for the frosting and melted chocolate. Finally, we poured the batter into cake pans and put them in the oven together. Lightning lit the kitchen. I only counted to 3. And the thunder rumbled and crashed 3 miles away, Grandma said. And the cake is in the oven. We made it. We'll have a real thunder cake. As we waited for the cake, Grandma looked out the window for a long time. Why? You aren't afraid of thunder. You're too brave, she said as she looked right at me. I'm not brave, Grandma. I was under the bed. Remember? But you got out from it, she answered. And you got eggs from mean old Nellie Peckhen. And you got milk from old Kick Cow. You went through tangleweed woods to the dry shed. You climbed the trellis in the barnyard. From where I sit, only a very brave person could have done all them things. Her grandma is telling her that she is actually very brave. What made her so brave? I thought and thought as the storm rumbled closer. She was right. I was brave. Brave people can't be afraid of a sound, child, she said as we spread out the tablecloth and set the table. When we were done, we hurried into the kitchen to take the cake out of the oven. After the cake had cooled, we frosted it. I disagree. You can be brave and still be afraid. That's my opinion. Being brave doesn't mean you're never afraid. Just let you try your best, you know. I love when cats lean on you. Just then, the lightning flashed, and this time it lit the whole sky. Even before the last flash had faded, the thunder rolled, boomed, crashed, and boomed just above us. The storm was here. Perfect, Grandma cooed. Just perfect. She beamed as she added the last strawberry to the glistening chocolate frosting on the top of our thunder cake. As rain poured down on our roof, Grandma cut a wedge for each of us. She poured us steaming cups of tea from the samovar. The samovar. I think that is this thing. I think it's a Russian word. It's a new one for me. When the thunder roared above us so hard, it shook the windows and rattled the dishes in the cupboard. Clang, clang, clang. We just smiled and ate our thunder cake. From that time on, I never feared the voice of thunder again. The end. And here's the thunder cake recipe. You might be able to try it at home if you want. Cream together a cup shortening, a cup and a third of sugar, 1 teaspoon vanilla, 3 eggs, cold water. The tomatoes are in the cake. 1/3 cup pureed tomatoes. Pureed means really, really tiny, like a smoothie, mixed up. Sift together flour, cocoa, baking soda, and salt. Mix dry ingredients into the creamy mixture. Bake in a greased and floured pan for 35 to 45 minutes. Because like I was saying, this is a true story. All right, students, your writing prompt for today. How did this character stop feeling so scared? What is something that you are afraid of? What could you do to feel more brave about that thing you are afraid of? Please try your best to write your journal entry and make sure you send it to me. I love reading your ideas. Take care. I'll see you later.